Baby, something ding. I don't know how to make it not look like that noise. How do I get rid of video noise? Let's see if they putting it down. I'm out of round. You can stop me now. Mm. Valenzuela. Hello. Oh. Oh, my bad.
Easter is a special time filled with special moments. Like those really tempting moments.
Michael?
Those just can't get enough moments.
Kevin?
And that one last bite moment. And we can't forget those really cheesy moments.
Man.
We all all have our moments. But
Stream
no matter what
Elements
the moment
says,
is, Easter is
Major
never
Rebel
the same without
876 is
Tasty
now
Cheese,
live
the
streaming
cheese
Just
for every
Chatting,
moment.
pork and cheese.
How far back does this tradition go?
Hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, the Vikings used to ferment meat. It's just an ancient way of preserving meat.
Well before other modern ways of preserving meat, there was this.
There's a place in Europe you've probably never heard of.
What kind of weather are you looking for?
The perfect thing would be no wind, but that's impossible.
A collection of islands about halfway between Scotland and Iceland.
What are you doing now? You're reaching inside its body? Are you skinning it just with your hands? Holy cow.
Surrounded by Atlantic waters. A nation of about 50,000 with one of the world's most unique diets.
If you served this to somebody at an Applebee's in the USA, there would be a lawsuit.
I'm talking about the Faroe Islands.
Being so isolated with 200-300 miles of sea to the next neighbor, you don't get that much input of what's happening in the world. But now with internet and all that technology,
Now you can see what's happening in other countries.
Yeah.
And now you realize other countries have sunlight.
Exactly.
The Faroe Islands are not a country, but a self-governing nation under the sovereignty of Denmark.
I will give you $100 to eat this raw.
No.
110.
Maybe a little bit.
Its 18 islands are best known for their bird cliffs and unspoiled landscapes.
We're moving up. Oh my God!
And their position at the crossroads of the warm Gulf Stream and the cold Arctic currents create a continuous flow, making the Faroese marine ecosystem one of the cleanest on the planet for seafood to thrive.
Sometimes he's putting the lobsters on the piece of wood. What is the purpose of that?
The minimum.
And so if it's too short, you have to throw it back in?
Oh, I see.
So we'll see that one tomorrow, huh?
In this series, we'll be taking on unique animal proteins from the water, from the land, and from the air. In the sea, fishermen trap the most commonly eaten lobster in Europe, the delicate and sweet langoustine.
The brain, would you eat that raw?
Oh, of course.
Let's see it.
Let's do it.
In these same waters, seafood divers risk their lives plunging into the icy Atlantic.
How much?
To catch valuable crustaceans by hand.
Yes! Victory! Do you see how many that was? That was like... He fell off. Sorry, it's not funny. The water pushed him over. I'm sorry, it's hilarious.
On the land, you'll find more sheep than people.
I heard on these islands there are 2 sheep for every person.
When it's time for the slaughter, locals age their meat in fermentation sheds until it rots.
For us, it smells like Christmas.
It's a way to preserve the meat that comes with a powerful stench few outsiders can handle.
It's crisped up, it's fatty and juicy. Everything. Boom. Okay, you try your little.
Capella Music Festival is back. Saturday, April 29th at the Festival Green at Camana Bay, featuring a jam-packed lineup of local performers and international stars. UB40.
In this video, you're gonna witness a Mexican meat suitcase.
This thing is so full. The meat is popping out of it.
Cooked up Mayan style.
So this is true underground cooking. You're gonna see in just a moment, all this meat is gonna disappear underneath some earth. The toughest part is when you dig it up, because you never know the results.
But first, let's back up. The Mayan culture goes back thousands of years, well before Mexico was even a country.
Today we're in the state of Yucatan, about 1 hour outside its capital, Merida. This area has the largest Mayan population in Mexico. Hey, doing a monologue.
Have a unique culinary identity.
The right word to use is tortear.
There's a verb that means to make tortillas?
Of course.
Today, I've come to experience by a local family in Yucatan State. From their rather sausage
It broke.
to one of the most iconic dishes in Mayan cuisine.
Okay, so right now they're digging up. Is that the head? Those are good teeth. This pig has better teeth than me.
It all starts here. Lime, banana leaves, banana seeds, and dirt. These are the foundational elements of today's main course.
Good morning from Mexico. Today, we're gonna be cooking meat underground. Can you guess what kind of meat? You're probably correct.
Not many foods in this world are worth digging up your backyard, but this one is. Cochinita pibil, an entire pig, slow roasted underground for hours.
I've seen a similar meat preparation when I was in Mexico City. There they made barbacoa. But today the meat is gonna be prepared in a slightly different way. They're digging a hole and soon this is gonna go into that.
Under a dozen nimble hands, the carcass is doused with boiling water and scraped clean. Now, butchering can begin.
Typically with pigs like this, what I've seen in the past is cooking a whole pig underground like we saw in Jamaica. But I've also seen like what they do in the Philippines, taking the whole lechon and rotisserizing it above ground. Here, it's kind of like barbacoa in that different body parts, different sections will be cut up and placed in a big metal pan and put underground.
Today, the pig's mission goes well beyond cochinita. Its intestines and blood are handed over to the ladies, who will prepare another Yucatan delicacy we'll soon try. Meanwhile, the pig skin will be reserved for chicharron. In contrast to typical Mexican cuisine, Mayan dishes embrace the flavors of herbs and acid, with the extensive use of sour orange, habanero chilies, and leafy herbs. But the star of the show here is achiote paste. This mixture of annatto seeds, cumin, pepper, coriander, oregano, clover, and garlic adds an earthy, sweet, spicy, slightly smoky touch to the flavor profile. Rub, or rather submerge, the pork into the scarlet deliciousness. Then stack the meat into a giant steel treasure chest. Now comes the most crucial cochinita making step, the burial.
Right here we have all the meat, it's filling up the pan, it's completely full, and now they're gonna cover it with banana leaves.
The food we're making today is the love child of Spanish and Mayan cultures.
From here, we have the steel lid.
Following colonization by the Spaniards, pigs were introduced to the Mexican region in the 16th century.
He wants to seal it extra tight, he's got a steel cord.
Tortilla.
When the Mayans invented this maize flour flatbread thousands of years ago, little did they know it would one day become the most prominent pillar of Mexican gastronomy.
No matter where you go in Mexico, you're gonna find tacos in some variation, whether it's made with corn or flour, and many different types of corn too. I mean, there's yellow, there's red, there's blue tacos. Tell me about the maize or the dough that's being used here.
In Yucatan, we use white corn. Once it's grinded, we have something like this. We're making it by hand.
Is this mandatory? Like in kindergarten? Do you have to take a class on this?
Here in Mexico, your average hombre consumes 2,000 tortillas a year. That's 135 pounds worth. A food so popular, even Kay has mastered the ability to make it.
This is the hard part. Así nomás.
All right, I take that back.
That is hard. So you really have to slap it on there. Yes. Oh.
Ah,
This is a complete debacle.
it's sticky, that's why.
Ah! 1 out of 3 is not bad in baseball.
Each tortilla is grilled for 1 minute on each side. You know your tortilla is perfect when it puffs like a blowfish.
You want to try one?
Yeah.
But you need to put some salt. You know what that's called?
A salt burrito?
Salt taco.
Ah, that would have been my second guess. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, this is outstanding. Why is this so good?
Because it's made with love.
And maybe the ingredients and the temperature and the way they press it. For me, sometimes a corn tortilla can be a bit gritty or even dry. And here, it has like a doughiness to it.
The dry ones are the ones from the machine, and usually the ones that are handmade taste like this.
Muy
Oh.
bien.
Muy bien.
She's like, I don't care that much. Tortillas. So it turns out this type of cooking.
Black
it takes
Hennessy
time.
says,
Can we try it out?
Yeah.
who put that deso?
Pieces in here. That is gigantic. I know you're supposed to put it in a taco, but I really just want to experience the full flavor of this blood sausage.
Go for it.
Oh wow, it's a lot of different things at once. It's big chunks. It is not like a uniform texture at all.
Yeah.
You can taste the different types of meat. It's really crispy, super crunchy, slightly gamey. Overall, fun. But I think it would go better with a tortilla.
Not eating no gamey meat.
Tortilla.
Tortilla. So I'm gonna break this up a little bit and put it inside, and then I'm gonna throw some onion on top. Now, would this usually be eaten with some kind of a salsa?
No, ninguna.
Nada. Limón.
Nada. Oh, habanero. Oh, I got a lot of seeds in that one. Really spicy.
I think it's good. It's better than the last one we tried.
Yesterday, the blood tacos.
It was morcilla also.
The habanero is the best part. It's like a spice that kind of creeps up on you. It feels like my throat is glowing with spice. Plus, the tortilla, soft, doughy, pillowy, warm.
The best.